the purpose or the topic of today's webinar is gearing up for online hearings. Yeah? The purpose of this webinar is to share the work process to allay the concern of the lawyers, specifically the litigation lawyers, that know that the amendment is coming. The RCT amendment towards online hearings is coming, and also towards conducting the current e-appellate hearings before the Court of Appeal and Federal Court. So I've got a lot of calls and WhatsApp messages from members of the Johor Bar, and for the past 2 weeks I've been telling them the same thing. I'll teach you online. So this is it. So today's webinar will be categorized into two sections. Number one is the setting up of the equipment, the infrastructure, the software. I'm going to do it practically. And then the second part is the summary, as I said earlier, of the briefing by the court. So a little bit of caveats, assumptions, and parameters. I am not an IT expert. I learn what I can from Google. There are multiple approaches of doing this. This is just my way. There are 100 ways of doing it. I try to choose the less circuitous route, yeah, the easiest one. I'm under the assumption that you have no internet issues because you would have watched this through the internet, so your internet should be fine. I do not know the relevance of the e-appellate process. It's a bit funny, I'll tell you, that you're going paperless but you're still in court, but I would assume it's for the purpose of getting us used to the new norm. I won't go into the legality of it. What I mean is that in terms of compliance to any rules or legislation, I'm not going to go into that now because there's a portion of what I will teach is on electronic signing if we have the time. The end game for this webinar is to help guide for the full online hearings where video and audio is involved. So this is for that purpose. So let's look at the first aspect of choosing the right equipment. Because most likely if you have a computer at the office and it's been there for, you bought your laptop for the past 5 or 6 years, it's compatible. So what benchmark are you setting? Or what's the minimum threshold of your computer specifications? For me, I choose to use Zoom's requirement because that's the platform that the court is using. So as far as Zoom is concerned, the minimum requirement is a single core, 1 gigahertz or higher. A computer 15 years ago is our single core computers, laptops. Similar. The recommended ones are dual core processors. I'll get into that shortly, but what type of processors? These ones are the ones that allow you to multitask better. You get clearer video and audio. There's multiple parties involved. So it's always your choice of computer specifications, or when you buy a laptop, is to future-proof your computer equipment, because there will be updates and softwares will get more heavy and files there's more. I'm told that there's a bit of an echo in my voice. Is that correct? All right. Let me try to turn off some of these settings. Okay, maybe I sit further. So when it comes to choosing the right computer, or to know whether your existing equipment is compatible, the keywords to look for, it may be on a sticker on your computer, or or the specification that you look for inside your computer. The keywords are i3, i5, i7, i9, AMD. As long as you see those words, you're in good shape. And then when it comes to RAM, anything 4 and above would meet the demands of Zoom at least. Now, there is a website that I've set up at support@johobah.org.my that shows you how to check your specification in case it's not apparent in any of the, what they call it, on the computer itself. So I'm going to open that website and just show you where it is. So if you open the website, of course, the same things are here, what I've talked about. If you're using a Windows computer, I've specified where you need to go into the control panel, and you'll find it here. So like my computer is in Core i5, good enough. If you're using Windows 10, my particular laptop, it says here, okay, AMD Ryzen 3.59 gigahertz. So that's an indication that what you have is sufficient for what we're going to do today and sufficient for Zoom. So because this has been done, what do you call it? A lot of lawyers have asked me what specific laptop or what specific computer to buy. To me, I tell them those key numbers and your budget. So today is 9/9. It's what they call it, 9/9 sale day. So let's see what the internet has to offer in terms of cost. Just so that you can do a little budgeting. So pick something mid-range. i5 laptop, just to get a general overview of how much things cost. So even from Shopee itself, the new ones at 1,000 ringgit, 2,000, 3,000 ringgit. If you want something cheaper, search for something refurbished, and then you can spend as little as maybe 500 ringgit, 495 ringgit. I have one of these. I bought it for 550 ringgit. Works perfectly. So that's an option. If you want to buy another laptop just for the purposes of taking it to court, just be wary when you buy something refurbished. The battery may not be so great, so you may need to plug it in or buy an additional battery. So that's as far as laptops are concerned. You can put in desktop as well. They go down up to, sometimes a whole set will set you just 600 ringgit. They'll give you a keyboard, mouse, and a monitor, like the one we bought for the Johobah. I think it was about 700 ringgit all in. So these usually come with 3-month warranties, whatnot. The computer that I'm using now for the past 6 years was a refurbished one, no issues. Just have to clean the dust once in a while. So that's that. A little bit about cameras and microphones. The ones on your laptop may not be too great. So I would encourage, if you have the hands-free, the same one that you use with your phone, just plug it in. There's a port for it. There's a symbol for it. Just use that. That will be the cheapest one. That costs you between 5 and 10 ringgit. And then this one I also found on, I think, Lazada. It's 8 ringgit, 10 ringgit. So whatever is suitable for you, whatever you have on hand, is probably sufficient. When it comes to webcams, many have asked me, should I invest in one? Should I buy one? Again, same issue. The one on your laptop may not be so good. I'll teach you later on how to test whether it's suitable for your needs or not. So because of that, you may want to buy an external one, or the one that I'm using right now, the one that you are viewing me from, is this exact one that I bought from China. So they range from 50 to 100 ringgit. You can buy branded ones for more that price. But as far as a medium quality one, a generic 50 to 70 ringgit webcam will do. When you see it says resolution, it will say 480p, 720p, or 1080p. So 1080p will be the clearest one. I wouldn't suggest you going over that. There are 4K web cameras as well. You don't need to do that because there's likelihood that it will be compressed because of internet bandwidth. So that's something you need to look at. In between, if there's any questions, please ask so that I can address it as we go towards the end. Microphone. Do you need a microphone? You can do a self-test on your laptop to see whether it sounds good or not. But sometimes you need to use the computer while the microphone is on. And then when you type something, you hear the clicks. So I don't like that personally. So I carry a few microphones. So you can buy a solid fixed one like this, the one I'm using now, or you can buy a portable standing one. This one's quite good as well. I think now I'm connected to this one. Just as a reminder that when you do buy a microphone, you check on your computer how the port situation is. Sometimes there's just a single port like this one. So this one you have to buy one with a combo jack. I mean, when you buy your headset, it comes with one wire that you can plug in. It's both microphone and speaker. Sometimes it's double, so you got to get a separate microphone and separate headphones. Then sometimes there are splitters as well. So don't worry so much. Take a picture of it, take it to the shop, tell them it's just compatible, and then they'll give you the right one. Right, next. So okay, so in the event that you do have a laptop right now it's compatible, you want to see how good the quality of the sound, the audio and the video is, go to this website, webcamera.io. Let it load your video. Click the record button. Sing a song or something. Test your voice to see whether your laptop microphone picks it up, and then play. And then if it's to your satisfaction, then I guess it's good. Then you don't need to buy another one. All right, essential application and tools. Okay, I'm going to talk about how. Let me see. All right. So now we're going to look into setting up the required applications that may be useful for your online hearings. So these are the recommended ones. These are web tools. Web tools are things that you just appear online. And then these are applications. That means something that you download that runs offline on your computer. So a little bit of a demonstration of how to go about this the easy way. Let's go back to my browser. Now I'm akin to using 99. If you look at my the support IT support page, the Johor one, I promote this one. I've been using this for many years, and whenever I have a new computer or a friend decides to show up to the office and bring their new laptops for me to set up, I'll just open this website. So you open this and then you pick whatever that you may need to start you off. So of course you'll need Chrome. Just get Opera for good luck. 2 browsers is better than 1. Something that I'll recommend you use is Foxit Reader. I'll get back to you on that later, but make sure you have this. Other than that, this one, not for now. Of course, you're going to be using Zoom, so please stick Zoom. If you need Skype, Skype is good to have on hand. Antivirus, all right. Your computer needs a good antivirus, so you can use Avira, AVG, Avast. They are equal in capacity. Sometimes you need some notepad applications. Make sure you have VLC. VLC is, in case you need to play videos for the court or for yourself. It plays any type of video. Spotify, these things you may not need. You may want Dropbox. So tick what you want, and then if you forget, you can come back and you can do it again. So what I like about this is this. So once I've ticked what software I want, I'll press Get 99, and then it'll put it together in a file, and I just run this file. And what 99 does is this: if you already have the software, it'll just skip the downloading of that software. If it's out of date, it'll update it for you. And then if it's not there, then it'll download it. So you can see here, I don't seem to have Opera Chromium. So it downloaded it and it's installed. So Chrome, I'm using Chrome now, so most likely it'll skip. So, or it wants to update my Chrome, which I'm not going to let it because it's running the software, the Crowdcast. So once all of that is done, I'm going to cancel this, but once all of that is done, then everything's already installed. You can open your start menu, and then you can look for it, and then you can use it immediately. So like Foxit Reader, I think I already have it, but I'll cancel this. So make sure the essential apps you have. If you don't have a word processing program, you rely on Microsoft Word, use LibreOffice, which looks something like Word, but it gets you by, in case of emergency. So have a secondary word processor in hand. So let's go back to my slides. So that's the demonstration. The reason that I'm signposting this is because I intend to cut these videos into smaller guides. So now let's work with PDFs. This is a very important portion of the presentation because to many, a PDF is just a scanned document. And it's not, it's much more than that. And okay, let's get this out of the way. Okay. So to create a PDF, yes, you can scan it. I know many that when they want to convert a PDF, they'll print it out of their computer and then they have their staff scan it. You don't need to go down that road. You can just make a PDF directly from your document. So I have a sample submission here. It's a Word document. All right. Let me check it's the right document. Okay. Yeah. So this is your Word document. You've labored for hours to do this submission. All right, and you're done. You want to submit it. Right? So my advice is to do this. If you've installed Foxit, like we did through 99, you just right-click this and you convert it to in Foxit Reader. So what it does is it automatically converts it into a PDF file. So now it's a PDF file. So is that the end? No. First, you probably want to sign it. So there's no signature. So with this particular application, you can sign it electronically. Create a signature, draw a signature. All right, I'm Dale. This is legal. All right. Okay. Save. There you go. That's my signature. That's the first step. That's not the coolest thing. The next thing is you want to always use bookmarks. And what are bookmarks? Bookmarks are like an actual bookmark, are certain segments which you can mark so that you can jump right into it. Especially if you're sharing the screen with a quad, you cannot be, scrolling through hundreds of pages of your records of appeal or submission, trying to find the exact page. So for example, I'm going to go to this particular page, and then I want a bookmark to be placed here because I'd want to refer to the decision of the Court of Appeal in Pembinaan Batu Jaya. So I'll right click and put add bookmark. Pembinaan Batu Jaya. So whenever I want to go there, I just click this. So this is very useful because what I would do is, because I've been using my laptop to submit. So what I do is I'll set bookmarks for the introduction. I'll place it up here. Okay. So, and then let's say the court interrupts you and said, no, we know what the case is about. Can you go to your first argument? So if you had put a bookmark at your first argument here, submission 1, you could have jumped straight there. Because the court is looking at this particular document. So the court says, all right, proceed to the first submission, you're there. Instead of scrolling and then missing it and going back up again. So it gives you a form of structure. Whenever you refer to a certain case law, put bookmarks. And then sometimes when you have, let's say, it's good if you have something like a preliminary objection and then the court doesn't want to entertain you on that, then you can just go into your substantive. So this is submission 2. So from this itself, it gives you a smooth flow of control over where you are at your document. So the next thing is something that you probably want to insert maybe before or during the hearing itself is to use annotations. Okay, so you somewhere in Pembinaan Batu Jaya, this is very important. You want to make it as bright as possible. Okay, so go to comment, go to highlight up here. Set your color. I'll use pink, my favorite color. Boom. Okay, maybe not suitable. It's hard to read. All right, let's make it yellow or red. And sometimes you want to take what do you call it? You want to give direction or give attention to a specific line. You can also underline it. Sometimes you're dealing with a record of appeal. There's a picture. You want to show where the injury is or where the accident took place. I'm looking for a picture inside mine. Okay, fine. Okay, draw the arrow. Yes. So if it's that important, then you can even draw on it. You can make boxes. You can make little clouds. Because that does not look like a cloud. Okay. So that's as far as annotations are concerned. You can do this while you're presenting or prior to filing. It's up to you. And you can do it on any document, even the record of appeal, any image. So once you're done with that, you just press file and then just save. And then save it as submission sample 1. Apply all the signatures that you've done and all the comments, and that's it. This is how it appears in front of the judges when they download it, and this is how it appears on your end as well. So that's when it comes to annotations. Let's go back to my slide. Compressing, okay, we've decided to skip that. Maybe takes another day. As usual, I need to signpost for our video editing. Okay, it's 3:57. Nice, halfway in. E-appellate summary. Aimee, are you around? Can I call you in? All right. Okay, I'm inviting Aimee to join me for this. Before that, I'm told that the stream is disconnected. Okay. All right. While we wait for her, I'm going to go through the e-appellate summary. All right. Oh, okay. She's there. No, I can't hear you.
Hello.
Okay. All right. Since you have experience in this, please feel free to cut in what I may have missed. All right.
Sure.
So as far as e-appellate is concerned, what we are briefing is based on what has been given since the 3rd of September. Simply, what it is going to court with your laptop, sharing your screen, and then using that as your appeal reference. So your documents are put in electronically inside your laptop, and you just share the screen, but you're still in court. You're still addressing the court in person.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
I would think that this
submissions was
will
all
be
the
the
same.
first stage of it until they deploy certain mechanisms for video and audio. Correct?
Yes, but so far it's just sharing of documents. That's the only thing that's different.
Okay. So as far as what it is refers to the conducting of paperless appeals. The Chief Justice has specified, going paperless helps the environment. And these were the exact quotes from the leadership's speech about the move towards going paperless. Why? We are not sure, but this can very much be in respect of the remote technology, communicating technology, the RTC amendments to the rules of court. And for us to get used to it, and of course, paperless. So, in summary, the appellate process is 3. Number 1, they're going to give you all the documents that you filed through e-filing, through the normal way, and you'll have access to it. You go to court, you connect to the court's Wi-Fi, and then you enter the meeting room while in court through your laptop, and then you share your screen.
Yes, when your case is called.
When your case is called, yes.
Yes.
So there's a little bit of a process to connect to the Wi-Fi. I think, Aimee, you got to explain this because I've not gone through it.
Right. So when you enter the courtroom, you have to go and see, as usual, you go and see the Juru Bahasa to register your attendance, etc. Then she will give you this slip that you see on screen, which has that voucher code. That is for 3 devices for you to connect to the courtroom's internet, to the Wi-Fi. So if you are in, let's say, Mahkamah Raya 1-6, you connect to the Wi-Fi called Court of Appeal 6. And then you use that code. They'll ask for that code, you put it in. When the interpreter gives you that code, she will tell you all the details that you require to allow you to log in. Firstly, being that Mampu certificate. So if you don't have that Mampu certificate, you can't get to the page where you can even get to input the voucher code into that page. So the first thing first, obviously, you have to have that Mampu certificate. So my opponent, they didn't have the Mampu certificate, but you are stuck in the court where you can't even hotspot because the internet is really bad. So we had to leave the courtroom to try and download the Mampu certificate in there. So that's the first thing. And then when you are there, the interpreters are quite helpful. They will help you if you have problems.
So you probably have to do it before you go to court, because then you'll have no internet there and you need the Mampu certificate to connect to the Wi-Fi.
Correct.
Right. So, okay, it's a chicken and egg thing.
Yes.
Okay. So what about that little voucher on the right there?
So that piece of paper, you'll be given that piece of paper physically. So it's three devices can connect. Usually you have lead counsel and junior counsel. So if both of you have laptops, then both of you can connect to it. Generally, they try to just do one. There is on that code on that piece of paper, they will then write your Zoom name, but that will be for later. We'll explain that later.
Okay. All right. So let's go into. All right. This one is in regards to the Zoom settings. So let's go through the demonstration. Okay. So when the first notification, when you get the notification from court, you'll be given an email, correct? And then there will be a link with all the documents in the appeal, and another link with particulars about the Zoom room, the session that you'll be having. So when you click the link, this one is my own, but it looks exactly like this. You'll see a list of all your documents. So it was on the advice of the court that download all of this and keep it in a folder. So that process is very simple. Just go and click on it and then press download, if I remember how. Download. So you select it, download, and it downloads. So it's good to keep a local copy of this. So where is it? It's probably in the downloads folder when you download it, right? Okay, let's assume I did download it and it's here, all right? So a good management, good file management will probably say the folder, and then put all the documents there. So that way you'll have control through all the enclosures, in case you need to cross-refer, you need to pre-open or revisit it, then at least you know that it's there. All right. So that's as far as documents is concerned. Now, the second portion is when it comes to the emails, the Zoom particulars. Now, this is where it gets a bit tricky. Or rather, there are two approaches to it. You can enter the Zoom room using a link or using the number. So I'm going to teach these two methods. First is through the number. So press the start menu, look for Zoom, run Zoom. All right. Join a meeting. Okay. 753-6748-0698. All right. So the name here, Aimee, what do we put as the name?
Okay, so the name, they have given instructions as to what your name will be. So if you're not sure, the Jurubahasa will tell you. But just for especially sharing of information, from what we went was if you're doing a Rayuan, it'll be R, and then it follows what is your case number on the list. So it so happened mine on that day was 9, so it became R9. So it means what digit, like what number your case is on their list of cases. And then they'll ask you whether you're the respondent or the appellant. So if you're the respondent, then they'll say R9-RESP. If you are the appellant, it'll be R9-APP. So that's
so
what they'll want.
Instructs, that's what you name.
Correct.
Set as your name. All right.
Yes.
Okay. So Then what? Are we encouraged to turn off our video and audio at the very beginning?
Yes, correct.
And then we click join.
Yes.
Okay, we'll ask for a passcode, and then the passcode is 3mmCGR. So when you get this screen, you're supposed to wait
Yes,
until
you
the
wait
court starts the session.
until the host lets you in, yes.
All right. Okay, so this is one method. The next method is to use the link in the email, which will load Zoom and automatically enter you, right? Okay, open Zoom Launcher. So it immediately starts here. So what's the problem with using the link, Amy?
It's not so much of a problem per se. It's just when you launch it into to the meeting immediately, your name now, it would be whatever you had typed in previously. So if you previously joined a meeting with your own personal name, when you join with the link, your name will automatically be that name.
I see.
Yes, so it'll just be a matter of knowing how to change your name from the second if you launch it with the link. Because if you enter with the meeting ID, you can input your name, but if you launch it with the link, then your name is automatic. You'll have to change it after the meeting has been launched.
So okay, once you are accepted into the meeting, you'll have something like join audio. Just cancel that. This is when you start sharing your screen.
No.
Or you check the name. Yeah. If you use the link, you'll need to check your name.
Correct.
Okay. So press participants, and you'll see your name here. You may be R9 respondent for the last appeal, but not for the current one. So you need to change it. Rename.
Yes.
So now today you are A1 felon, something like that. Okay.
Yeah, there you are. Okay.
All right. So that's good for this one. So your screen will look exactly like this. So now you're ready to submit. You're before the open port, and then you want to refer to your awesome submission. So you press the share. You would have opened the document first. All right. This is the document. Go to the Zoom meeting window. Press share screen. Or okay, this host needs to enable screen sharing. Allow share screen. Okay, let's take 2. Share screen. So from this, it shows all the windows that are in your computer, which one you want to share in particular. My advice is just to pick the submissions, because if you choose and share the whole window, everything you do in your computer is viewable by your opponent and the court. And sometimes you don't want that. So pick submission sample, which is what is the name of the file. Press share. So this is what it looks on your end, and this is how it looks in front of the judges as well. So you can go through and scroll and use whatever annotation that you want. You can use the annotation by Zoom as well, and do that. But the problem is that if you use the annotation, the window, it stays put, So you probably need to get rid of that. Clear all my drawings. So better to use the annotation inside the application itself, inside the PDF Foxit reader itself. You can comment, you can zoom, you can add notes to it in case it's important. So as far as sharing is concerned, that's pretty much it, isn't it, Amy?
Yes, that is it. You will just share your screen. From your screen, as you said, use your PDF tools to highlight whenever if you're submitting on that point, you can highlight on that point. It's just like I said, if you watch the Puan Elena's YouTube tutorial, it's just remember about the pagination. So when you're referring to the page, it's the PDF page.
You mean down here on the bottom?
Yes, so
Okay.
sometimes it's easier if you know the PDF page, you just type there as opposed to scrolling it. That will also, make it easy. If you do the bookmarks like Dale taught us earlier, then that will make life much easier as well. You just click to the salient point and you just show it to them. So in that case, when you share the screen, you are able to direct the judge's attention exactly where you want it. You see, because you have control over what they are looking at. So if you are showing, let's say if you're showing at a specific point in a case or the case law, you can highlight whatever was said. So all these tools that could make your life essentially a lot easier through sharing of the screen.
So what happens at the end of it, or when you've done submitting?
Oh, please remember to end of share
Stop
screen,
share.
so
Okay.
that your opponent can then start sharing the screen.
I see. Then, because if you don't turn it off, then they can't
Yes,
proceed,
then
right?
they can't, and then you'll be like me, going like trying to wave and get their attention in the middle of the court to go like, stop sharing screen.
I see.
Yes, so the polite thing to do is once you're done, end your share screen immediately.
And at the end of it, leave the meeting as well.
Well, no, you at the end of it.
At the end of it, all right.
Yes.
Okay. So I guess that's pretty much. You have anything to add, Aimee, before we proceed to the next thing?
No, I think you did a great job. You covered all of it. I'm just speaking based on my experience. This was maybe last Friday, so it's still quite fresh. But I think we'll have to see what happens moving forward, because I think they are also trying to, you know, consolidate, or all the different methods of doing things, and streamline it to something that's probably a bit more easier. But since we are all part of this, thank you so much for doing this, so that all the others can learn.
Thanks, Aimee. Bye bye.
No worries. Bye.
So we've reached the Q&A session. I just want to let you know that I'll show you the features of the Johor Bahru IT support website shortly. You can email at this address for queries, because I can use that information to put inside the website so that everyone can benefit from your questions. I'll show you how to contact a Johor Bahru sort of approved vendor, by vendors that have submitted quotations to the Johor Bahru. We've given them the specification. So as more and more vendors come in, you can view, and then at least you have some peace of mind that that's what we ask them to provide for our members. And then lastly, there's the Tech Aid directory. For Johor, there's only one person. You can ask him. That's also, the link will also be in the website. So while your questions are coming in, let me show you the features of the website. Okay, so when you go to the website, there's not that many pages for now, because I'm still collating information, but there will be a recent post index right here. So these are the new information I'll put up. If there's a new directive, we'll post it here. So for now, you can see the e-appellate infographic, the one that was distributed to us. The record of what do you call it? Puan Kebe Elena's briefing is here. You can play it here. Also, this particular webinar also will be posted shortly once we finish and edit it. So other than that, there's a getting started page. A little bit about what internet, testing your internet. So you can do that to see whether it's compatible. So if it's anything above this line, you're ready. So which accounts for all of us. Choosing the right equipment I've spoken about earlier. Apps and tools. I've listed what I told, what I showed you in my PowerPoint presentation. If you want to explore signing of documents, especially when your clients are overseas, they can't get into Malaysia, use PandaDoc. PandaDoc is very nice. Personally, I use Small PDF. Small PDF is a lovely website for pagination, and I love PDF. and of course some applications for your phone, which is to be updated. So these are quite good tools to use. You can drop your PowerPoint here and convert it to PDF. You can put a password on it. You can organize it. The most I use is the watermark and the page number. So page numbers, you can, it's easy to produce the final copy of your record Raiwan. So that one can be done on small PDF as well. It's pretty much similar. I have a paid subscription to this because I use it for my clients to sign off on documents. So those are the options. Other than that, there's guides and tutorials. The 9-night tutorial that I taught you earlier. Guides to webcams, headsets and microphones. Also some samples and some links there. Get help. Yeah, so you can, a contact form will go directly to the Johor Bar if you fill it out. All right, when it's working. Right now it's not. The vendors list that I spoke to you about, now we have one, but I heard another one has come along. I'll upload it as soon as possible. So these vendors, we have asked them to quote how much would it be for them to deliver a computer and provide the support for technical issues and all that. So they have rental packages. So that means there will never be an issue for you. All you need to do is just call them and then they'll come and fix the computer, the camera, whatever. So this is in respect of equipment as well. So you have a look at that. Lastly is I intend to make a list of anyone that's willing to help out, like our own tech aid. If anyone would like to join, let me know. And this is the actual tech aid of the Malaysian Bar. So if you're in Johor, Encik Barudin is kind enough to extend his expertise, and then if you're anywhere else. So that's pretty much it as far as this webinar is concerned. So are there any questions? Okay, there's one question here. Beatrice, what is the Mampu certificate? Okay, not an IT expert, but I'm assuming that the Mampu certificate is an application that you need to install prior to connecting to the court's Wi-Fi. So they won't let you on the Wi-Fi unless you install the Mampu certificate, and it's a link. So I'll provide that link. All right, let me check on Facebook whether there's any questions. There's no questions there, then I think we can pretty much end it early. All right. Okay, so as usual, most of you will want the slides. I'll put the slides on the support website, so you go there. Now I need to give you the attendance link, right? Why? JBC CPD. Okay. So the attendance section is below attendance. Just click on it and enter your attendance. If you're on Facebook, so I'll put it here. No, that's not how it's done. So go to your web browser, type in bit.ly/jbc-cpd. If you're anywhere else, enter that and then you can get your CPD points. All right. So unless there's any further questions, I'm going to call it a day. Thank you for those about 42 people who are in attendance, and if there's anything, just drop me a line at this email address. All right. Okay. Have a nice day, everyone.